Hey guys, welcome to another recap of Celebrity Apprentice. Last week, Carol Leifer bit the dust instead of Cyndi Lauper. Because Cyndi Lauper's insane, pretty much. I don't know if she's certifiably insane, but she's close. So, Bret got to deliver his check for $100,000 to the American Diabetes Association, which was a little weird because the kid seemed a little bit scared of him. I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion. But this week it's all about Kodak. Kodak Moments. They're going to be relaunching that whole Kodak Moments capture, share, create campaign. So they're going to be doing a storefront. And the winner is going to have the most original Kodak moment for your guest. And the project managers are Sinbad for the guys and Maria Kannellis for the girls. So the men have their meeting, and they figure out that it's all about sharing pretty quickly, which isn't difficult because they kept saying it's about sharing. Sinbad is all over the place, though, and he's totally ignoring Bret, and that really pisses Bret off because he is really self-important. On the street, some girls came up to Blago, and they thought that he was Donny Osmond. That was probably the funniest moment of the entire show. Really good. The ladies, they had their meeting with the executives, but Cyndi Lauper was taking a dump, and they had to make the executives wait. So they were kind of pissed off about that, and they were like, maybe you should just tell Cyndi what went on later, because we really are pressed for time and we have to go. But then, miraculously, Cyndi popped out from wherever she was, and she wanted to know all about how to run the camera. She was all like, how do you delete pictures on here? How do you turn it on? Why don't you tell me? And because they were all like, we're going to have technicians for you to teach you how to do it. And she's like, oh, well, I just want to know. What is wrong with her? Is she just totally burnt from all those years of touring? All right, so they figure out that it's about sharing to the ladies' team. And Cyndi Lauper actually comes out with something intelligible. Her slogan for the campaign is "Find the champion in you." All right, so Bret on the men's team is desperate to be doing something. Sinbad's not the greatest leader in the world, and he's not really giving everybody tasks to do. He's not good at delegation. But Bret doesn't want to look bad in the edit because after 3 seasons of Rock of Love, he knows that they will make him look bad. So he just wants to avoid that. So the guys finally decide to get off their butts and do something, and they go out and they take some pictures, and Bret gets lifted up in a wrestling hold, I guess, and hurts his junk. He had to take a knee. All right, so did I happen to mention that Cyndi Lauper was insane? She is really out there. I'm talking like cuckoo, cuckoo. Yeah, every hour something pops out of her forehead. It's just crazy. But Sharon got sick on the girls' team and she had to go home. So they were like 2 down from the guys. The guys were worried because not a lot of plans had been made and it's getting really close to the opening of the storefront. Nobody knows what's going on except for Sinbad, and it's all up here. So Rod wants to make himself useful, Blago, and decides that he really needs to get some plants and balloons. So they make him happy and they let him go off on his little balloon adventure, which is kind of cool because, you know what? Somebody had to get the balloons. So Maria's charity on the ladies' team is Make-A-Wish. So she has the very good idea of having some of the kids come in to take photos with. Holly had a sensitive moment, and I have to admit that I was crying along with her because, like Holly, I also have a child with autism. And when you're the parent of a child with a disability and you see another child that's about the same age as your child, your heart really goes out to them, especially if that child has a disability. If the child doesn't have a disability, it's like, well, if my child didn't have this disability, that's what they would be like, and it's really very emotional. So, Holly, I feel for you. I thought Maria and the ladies were doing a really good job. They had a good thing going on their team. The guys left without Bret the day of. Bret is on Rockstar time, which is a lot later than regular people time. So, yeah, they kind of left him behind. And when they got to the storefront, they found out that the printer did not do all the prints that they wanted to do their store. So they ended up having a blank wall. But they convinced the printer to do something last minute and send it over, which arrived very last minute. The ladies' storefront opened and they had a great presentation. They had food and drink and pictures, and some wrestling dudes showed up to take pictures with people as well. But the power kept going out. It must have gone out over and over and over and over. And when you have the power go out and you have to reboot computers, it takes a while to get it back up and running. So I think a lot of the people were getting frustrated. I thought the guys' storefront was pretty similar to the ladies, where they were taking pictures and everything. But the guys didn't do a whole lot on the merchandising, and they were not printing out pictures. They were making the pictures available online, although they didn't tell everyone, especially the secret shoppers, that they were available online, even though they had printed out cards and stuff. So it cannot be an episode with Cyndi Lauper unless she sings one of her famous songs. So yeah, acapella, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It was out there. Did I happen to mention that Cyndi Lauper's a little bit insane? All right, a lot. All right, so when the executives were there checking out the ladies, the power went out even. But they showed the product well. It's not really their fault that the power was going out. It's those big, stupid Kodak print machines that made it go out. So the service was not adequate. The men, they were a little frustrated, the executives, with the men, because they were not really showing off the product. They liked that they were sending people to the website, but again, not everybody got the whole message. So in the boardroom, we find out that Cyndi Lauper is insane. And Blago likes balloons. Well, the executives, they prefer the ladies over the guys, so that means that Maria's going to be getting $20,000 from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and the guys are going to the boardroom. So I don't understand why Michael needed to know why the guys lost. Was he not paying attention during the meeting? Was he dreaming of running? I don't know. So right away, Sinbad calls out Bret. He's a bad cat, but I got to pick somebody. And when Trump asked Blago what he thought of the whole situation, he totally sugarcoated diplomatically, politically, that Sinbad sucked. But Trump got the message because Trump speak that talk too. The ladies think Goldberg has a teeny weeny because he has a very small upper lip. I don't know if that's a rule or what, but it could be. Could be the total opposite as well. So Sinbad takes Blago and Bret back to the boardroom because he didn't know who else to take, because obviously it was himself that sucked so much. And Blago and Bret agreed because they both said to fire him. So when you got two people saying to fire the project manager and you lost, Trump has no other choice but to fire Sinbad, which he did. But Sinbad was cool. He was a bad cat about it, and he threw up the deuces to, I guess it's Erin behind the desk, and yeah, she gave him right back. So next week, Blago can't type. I saw that coming. Till next week, much love.